So when I went to from Walmart to Tyson's and I was there, I had told them, I said when I first got hired on, I had told them, I said, my goal is in a few months, I want to, because I have money saved up, I have a van for our family because I got my taxes. I got like 6,000 in federal and like 1,500 in state or something for claiming my sister and my two brothers. And so, anyways, I bought my dad a van. I bought us a whole bunch of clothes, paid for bills, etc. Gave everyone money in their pockets, and we all, were living sort of like the good lifestyle for a couple months. And then I ended up right when I quit at Walmart. Actually, they had that last quarterly bonus, and I asked if I qualified for it because I was there that whole time. The lady said no in HR, and I thought it was wrong because I was working there in that time, so I should have qualified. I said, she's like, no, because you put in your notice already, and you're not going to be here when that check comes in. I said, well, isn't that like a bunch of bull? And but I left and I went to Tyson's. And when I was at Tyson's, though, I was working first shift, and I had some incidences there. Nothing like big time or anything. Just there was incidences with people. The first one was I was just there for like a week or two, or maybe a little longer. And but the first time when I got hired on, I told them, I said, here in the summer I want to go to take my family to St. Louis. We have this family reunion we want to do, and our dad hasn't seen this side of his family in like 20 years. It's a big deal. I said, can I take that time off for like a week or so? And they said no. They said, you either you take this job right now, or you do that and let us know. I said, okay, I'll take the job. In my head, I whispered, and then I'll go to the family reunion. So they didn't hear it. It was in my head. Anyways, so I pretty much was just saving up that like 3 months or whatever it was I was working there, and then paying bills every month, and then trying to save as much as I could. And so uh, when I went there, oh, crap, my mind's all. But okay, when I went there, um, my mind's going blank. When I worked there, there was two incidences that happened, or no, actually it was just one. Never mind, so just one. So this one guy was old man. He's working there. He was on parole, whatever, through Bridgeway, which is this felon place where felons go after for rehabilitation, get a job, and etc. They only get less than 50%. They get 25% of what they make each week or each check, and then 25% more is put away. So when they graduate from their place, they have that to start their new life, whatever. So that's what happens with that. And then Tyson's and a lot of other places, even nowadays, especially, which, it's not Tyson's anymore, it's Dorados here, but Tyson's, like, and all those other places would hire all those felons, not because they want to give people second chances, but because they get tax write-offs. So it's a bunch of horse crap. They act like we just want to see people do better and do well and give people second chances. No, you just want their money. You just want tax write-off, $2,500 tax write-off per person. Think how many people they hire each year. That's a huge tax write-off. That's 100 grand plus per company, per whatever. And anyway, so long story short, not really short, I guess, is it? My bad. So okay, this one guy was getting pissed off, or sorry, God, he was getting mad. He was threatening me, talking all kinds of crap. He started taking guys in the van, cussing me out. I got mad, and I got mad not because he was threatening me, but because of all the stuff, the cussing, the attitude. I was doing my best. I was young, and he'd been there for a few months, and I was just there, for however short period of time, and so I got mad, and I didn't want to fight the guy. So I was like, I went and talked to HR. He got suspended. And he said at first he was mad that day, but then when he was home, the place that day, the Bridgeway place, he said he actually appreciated having a day off instead of working 5 or 6 days a week. And anyways, other people heard that I apparently was a snitch and such and such. I don't care. It's not a snitch. It's just, I'm not going to sit there and lose my job or go to jail because of someone who wants to be a bully or a punk or a jerk. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and work in a hostile work environment where I'm getting cussed at and threatened for, my well-being and everything else too. People need to shut up and stop saying, oh, you're a snitch. No, you're just probably one of those, douchebags who are that, or who is a bully, or you support bullies. So which is it? Douchebags? Are you a bully, or you support bullies? Anyway, so after that, the few months passed, and then it was time to go to Tyson's. Yeah, right. Time to go to my last day, and I decided I was going to quit a little early. I told my dad to pick me up at a certain time because I hadn't had my license yet. I was 18. I had anxiety behind the wheel. Anyway, so when all that came, my dad picked me up. I was like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. It was like 12, 1, it was like 1 or 2 o'clock. It's like, I'm going to the bathroom, and I knew I was gonna go change in my locker and then just walk out the door and leave. And that's what I did. And I felt bad because this one lady was kind of attractive and she was really nice, but I felt bad leaving her that way. But I had to. I was, looking forward to just walking out saying, haha, later, suckers. I lied. But anyway, so I left. Then we went to St. Louis, and basically I met this guy, and I had promised him, because when I worked at Walmart, that was when we started planning the vacation, like 4 or 5 months before it happened. And this one guy, David, he's an old guy. He was, he was really crazy. He's talking about aliens and I think people and like abductions and all kinds of weird stuff. He had a bunch of cats or something, which there's nothing wrong with having cats or dogs or, animals and stuff. But he seemed like he was one of those people that had no friends really, because he was one of those alien, such and such, and crazy people about all these conspiracies and other whatnot. And so, anyway, he went because he needed to see his mom and dad, who he was like 50s or so, in 50s or 60s. His parents was like 80s and 90s, his mom and dad. So I was like, okay, I talked to my dad. We have a van. We have enough room. Our sister's staying home. She was like, so if I was like 18, she was like 16. She was old enough to stay home. We gave her $100 for stay home, because we weren't going to give her no $500, We gave her $100 or something, 150 to stay home, and we, gave her money for food. And she had a phone to reach us, and things like that. And we had our aunt go check on her, to check on her on a regular basis to make sure she was all right and that the house wasn't burned down, etc. And so when time came down, that one guy, we picked him up. He automatically, I guess called shotgun, and I was like, my van, I paid for it, and I paid for this trip, but he was paying for it himself. But he was a real controlling, kind of like mean person, like, like conspiracy, like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And like he was trying to take over conversations, trying to tell us what to do on the trip. The first day we ended up like, I don't know, we almost left him the first day. This is what happened. We're on our way out. We're probably a couple hundred miles, out of town here. We're on our way to St. Louis, and then the tire goes out, and we almost crashed, I think, or something like that. We had to pull over. Then we found this place, not far off, and basically, it's my money that's paying for the trip. I paid for the vehicle. I'm letting you come with our family, even though you're paying for yourself. It doesn't matter. But he didn't look at it that way. He was this, control freak who, and he told me to stay in the vehicle when my dad went to go handle the tire situation. I was like, no, I paid for this and I'm paying for that. I said, I'll go do what I want. 18 years old, what the heck? So, I got out and went and checked with my dad, and then we paid the people to fix our tires and everything. And then we went from there, and then like he was just trying to control us, tell us where to eat and tell us where to go, tell us where to sleep. Then the next day came, and we were in St. Louis, and basically he was trying to tell us again where to go. When we got there, the first thing he says, let's go to the brewery. First of all of us, except for our, I can't remember if you had to be 18 or older or 21 or older. It makes sense to be 21 or older. None of us is 21 or older, me and my brothers, and, at the time, and our dad only. And I mean, even if it was 18 or older, our brother Justice and John, they still were both under 18 anyway, so that would have made no sense anyway. So I don't know, but he wanted to tell us where to go and etc. And I wasn't having it. I said, told our dad, I was like, so I told our dad that I'm getting text messages coming in, sorry. I told our dad, I said, we got to do something. We got to leave him here or something. We were both, we had a room, and then he had a room next door to us. And basically in that situation, I told my dad, I said, you know what, we have to leave him here. We're in St. Louis. He's already here. He can go see his parents. And so basically when he left to go to the brewery, we went to the Arch. We went over there, and when we went to the Arch, we were walking through, and we went to the Arch, and then we were talking the whole time, and then we came down, and we decided, okay, it's time to it's time to just go, you know, like go back to the room, grab whatever we can real quick, and then just head, you know, get another room. And we ended up helping people along the way that we saw, homeless people, poor people. Like, I'm not trying to brag or glow right now at all by any means, believe me. I promise that that's all the glory is God's. God put certain people in our path, so we bless them through God and with the money He gave us that we used to give to them back. Give $10, $20, whatever we had out of our pocket, we pulled out of our pocket. And so when we were doing that, we not even a couple minutes or a couple blocks even after that, we found this place, the Drury Inn, whatever it's called, Drury or something Inn. And basically, they were like $110 a night for all four of us. We ended up just sharing two beds, and I mean, you know, we're family, and so whatever. We shared beds when we were, you know, kids, me and my brothers and everything else, so it wasn't no big deal. But we stayed in a nice hotel. And if I was 21, I would have had happy hour, free beer, unlimited from, I think, 5 to 7 or 8. And that would have been great. But, you know, it's whatever. But we did see that year, this was in 2009, we did see the women's basketball championship tournament. We didn't see the tournament. We saw the females. We thought about buying tickets, but tickets were like $50 or $100 each. So we decided not to do that. And I got to make a new part real quick, and I'll leave it right here.